Let's look at how to set up a LiveTrack for Garmin. So when you're out in the middle of the wilderness, there's a few ways to track yourself. A Garmin inReach is incredibly safe. It does only update every 10 to 15 minutes or whatever, whenever it gets signaling or pings off of satellites. So it can be a little delayed, but it's incredibly helpful, especially if you're in the middle of nowhere. It also provides a good communication strategy. We can also do a Garmin LiveTrack if you have a Garmin or Garmin device and set up to Garmin Connect. And I find that particularly helpful. It's probably a little more in the moment, and as long as you have decent service. And the big downside, though, is that it's going to drain your battery faster, both of your watch and potentially of your phone, depending how you set it up. You can also use the LiveTrack to ping to Strava, and that will do a very similar thing. Again, it's going to drain battery a little faster. I don't necessarily recommend this for a 100-miler, especially if you're not going to have a way to charge your phone and or your watch during the 100-miler, but it can be incredibly helpful for something shorter like a half marathon or marathon or 50K, where someone might want to come out and meet you and see where you are, but not necessarily be able to figure out, but not necessarily want to wait for many hours for you at an aid station. So let's look at how to do this. So first we're going to open up the Garmin Connect app, and we're going to click these three dots at the bottom where it says More. And on my app, it's going to be this middle one that says Connections, Groups, Contacts, and LiveTrack. It is in orange. Your app may look different depending on phone and version. Once we're in here, this is what you will see the first time. Once you get it set up, then it's just going to say Start LiveTrack. So Set Up LiveTrack is going to be the button at the bottom. And then you're going to have to agree, or else it's not going to work. And then from here, you can do Share with your contacts, where you'd add recipients. For me, this has actually been kind of a struggle, because if I don't already have the email of the person, or they don't necessarily have a Garmin account, like my mom doesn't show up on this. It's not all of my contacts. It's the contacts that it can read with the relevant information. So I just skip this part. And then once you move forward through all of these, because again, not super helpful, it will give you Extend Session Visibility, which can be nice if you want the data. Doesn't really matter. And then once we're here, you're going to say Email, Group Track. If you haven't set up if you haven't set up the contacts thing, the top two are not going to be super helpful to you. And then the Extend Session Visibility just gives you another option for that. Then we click Finish Setup. And then here it has my watch listed. And then you would just click Start LiveTrack. And once we do that, my watch just buzzed, showing that the tracker has started. And it will show this little thing at the top right, the arrow or the triangle in blue. If you click that, then it will bring up a sharing link that shows contacts, and you can share the link with people either through email or through a text message, and that's how we'd go about informing them where you would start. Then you'd click Stop LiveTrack. Yes, stop. And then this is what it's going to look like once you click that LiveTrack button from here on out, because you have the option, because you've already set up everything. You don't need to go through this again.